To show you a little bit about the app that I use and how I'm tracking my macros. So I have Carb Manager on here, but I really don't use Carb Manager. It has so many errors that I just opted not to use it anymore. So I switched to FreshBit, which I used prior to Carb Manager when I started this several years ago, and then I went off of keto for a couple of years, gained weight back, came back and started using that app. I started at 1,800 calories and now I've lost around 22 pounds, so I'm lowering it to 1,750. So I want to start off with just a week of what I eat, and I'm going to show you how it tracks in here. And of course it's out of order, but you can get the gist. So on Monday, grilled buffalo chicken salad with ranch, sugar-free Jello, coffee in the morning, and I'm trying to do my idea of a fast. So in the morning, I'll have coffee. Of course, I'm not a big coffee drinker, so I add the almond milk, I add the stevia. I also add a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of creamer. So that takes up 2 of my carbs in my coffee. So it's not really fasting if you drink coffee, but I really only eat the 2 big meals a day, and I do eat a lot of snacks. So Oscar Mayer, the beef franks, those are the ones that I usually try to eat. It's not the ones I always eat. My husband likes a different brand, but they usually have more carbs. So I try to stick with the Oscar Mayer beef. 3 of the little petite dills gives you 1 carb. The no sugar added ketchup, cheese, pecans, slaw. So that was a pretty light day. 1,512 calories, and then I'll show you how it tracks your goals. It'll show you your macros. So I have 21% protein instead of the 25, fat 72%, carbs 6%. So pretty close. I'm happy with it. And then the calories, of course, is a little bit lower. So let's go to Tuesday. I'm going to show you a week of this. Again, coffee in the morning, and this is during the week. So I'm just doing Monday through Friday, tracking it just to make sure I'm keeping my calories below 1,750. So I had my coffee, and that is not salmon. That is just asparagus. So the picture's a little deceiving. Alfredo chicken, broccoli casserole, and a lot of these casseroles and meals you can find on my YouTube channel as a recipe and how to do it. Broccoli, sliced tomatoes, cheddar cheese, no sugar added ketchup, sauteed onions with my roast beef. So I had roast beef that night with some broccoli and then a fat bomb. And sometimes I'll eat a fat bomb in the morning with my coffee. But lunch was asparagus and the chicken broccoli casserole. And I hit pretty close, let's see, to the macros. Ooh, I went over on protein, 30%, fat 63%, net carbs 5% for almost 1,600 calories. Very happy with that. I'm still okay with that, even though the protein was over and the fat I didn't quite get enough of. That's okay. So Wednesday, here I ate the fat bomb in the morning, and it's usually one of those little Slim Fast or the Lily's peanut butter cups. I try not to eat a lot of the processed foods as long as it doesn't have maltitol in it, and some of the other sugars that do have an impact on your glucose levels. I'm okay to eat those occasionally. Coffee, sauced tomatoes, ketchup, pickles, and then the beef franks, as well as broccoli cheddar soup, sugar-free Jello, and then we went out to eat, and I actually had grilled buffalo chicken salad with ranch and grilled shrimp for supper. So big, heavy meals that day. Let's track. 1548 still in calories, not bad. Protein 30%, a little over on protein. Of course, a lot of chicken, a lot of shrimp, hot dogs, and then fat 62, close. Net carbs, I had 22 grams of carbs that day, 6%. So what I have found for myself is for net carbs, I try to stay around 20. I'll go over a couple of carbs occasionally as long as my non-impact carbs are not going over 35. I try not to go over 34 really on my non-impact carbs like the fiber or the sugar alcohol. So 22 is not bad. For me, I usually do not get kicked out of ketosis unless I'm around 30 net carbs. Thursday, coffee in the morning, and here I ate a half of the keto think peanut butter pie bar. So I only ate a half of that because I think the whole bar is like 4 carbs. So I try to only eat 2 in my little snack. So I had that and the coffee in the morning for breakfast. Pizza peppers. I have this in a video for a recipe. These are absolutely delicious, and these are one of my favorite things to take for lunch. And then in addition, so I had some peanuts with that, some sugar-free Jell-O with that for lunch, and then on the way home I ate one of the ratio bars. It really doesn't look like this. It's a almond, it's kind of like a granola, an almond bar ratio. I think General Mills makes it. So 2 for one of those bars, 2 net carbs. Some sliced cheese. Then for supper again. So a lot of times the beef hot dogs, you'll see me throw those in because they were quick, easy meals. Kids will eat the hot dogs. Husband will eat the hot dogs. I fill in with those because those are really close to meeting all the macros. And then I'll eat like 3 dill pickles with them, ketchup with it, cheese slices with it, or side salad with it with ranch. And then that night I got a little bit hungry, so I went to Arby's, picked up some side salads for lunch or supper, and I ate it without the bun, of course. So roast beef and cheese without the bun. So let's track it and see how I did that day. 1521, still not a lot of calories. Perfect. Protein 20%, fat 71%, net carbs 6%. So I did go a little bit over on net carbs, 24. I got really close. And that day, my non-impact carbs, because I ate several of the snack bars, like the Think bar, the Fat Bomb, the Ratio bar. So that I did have quite a bit of non-impact carbs, went over 38, and I try not to go over 34 really. But still did not get kicked out of ketosis, stayed at 24 net carbs. And like I said, usually for me, as long as I don't get close to 30, I'm not getting kicked out of ketosis. So you'll want to make sure you monitor your body and how your body can take it. Because if I exercise, then I'm burning up any kind of carbs that I eat right away. I have not started exercising a lot. I'm working a lot. So I'm not getting in a lot of exercise, but so I'm trying to keep my calories a little bit lower than the 1800 that I'm used to. If I were to exercise, I would up it a little bit. So Friday, I had 1,660 calories, 23 grams of net carbs, 140 grams of protein, 114 grams of fat. So you can see the macros here without even tracking it. And what I ate again was the other half of the peanut bar, the Think bar. Coffee, the other pizza pepper. This time I went ahead and took a salad and ranch since I picked it up at Arby's the night before. Peanuts, and then that night, it was Friday night, we went out. I had a New York strip and some grilled shrimp. Tomato ketchup, of course that is the no sugar added ketchup. Sliced tomatoes, salted butter. Let's track it. You already seen it, but it was 33% in protein, lots of protein, steak, shrimp, chicken, peppers, pepperoni, cheese, usually puts me over along with the protein. 6% fat, 23 net carbs for a total of 1,660. Very happy with that week's meals. I know it's a lot of calories, but one of the things that I am training myself this time to do, I am losing weight slower, a lot slower. So I'm losing, a couple of pounds a week, 1 pound, 2 pounds. That's okay with me. I'm hoping to, in between, kind of tone a little bit so my skin does not sag. I do not want to put myself into starvation mode because I will do carb cycling eventually, and I occasionally still do that now. But when I go off of, and I'm not going off of keto, but when I do carb cycling, so let's say one day I decide that I'm going to eat rice or a baked potato, I don't want to gain weight from that because I've been eating 1,000 calories, 1,200 calories, 1,400 calories. So I'm really going to try to keep my calories a little bit higher throughout this process and lose the weight slowly. I don't want to go into starvation mode. So you've seen what I eat in a week. Thanks for watching the Keto Bistro. Leave comments or questions down below.